Hello there and welcome to today's video. I hope you have a happy Easter Sunday as it is. And I did this video yesterday, but as you may have heard in my previous video that I put up as an announcement, there's a technical issue, but we solved it now. Back straight into it. So we're going to start off. The Republican Party would definitely be sort of moderate establishment led by Liz Cheney. The Democrats, the same thing, moderate establishment Democrats led by probably Nancy Pelosi. The Conservatives would be more traditionally conservative party, probably led by maybe Nikki Haley sort of type of candidate. And the Socialist Party would be very progressive, very left wing, sort of Bernie Sanders, AOC type. The Green Party, I think, would be, obviously it's in its name, fight for the environment, but it should also be adapted by a lot of other parties, but that would be their core issue, and probably led by Al Gore. The Constitutionalists would obviously, in their name, fight for the rights that was in the Constitution, and be a more smaller party, possibly led by maybe maybe some sort of representative or libertarian type. Labour Party, I think, would be led by Joe Biden type, possibly Tim Kaine, maybe, or Sherrod Brown, someone from the Rust Belt, really. The Dixiecrats, I think, would be led by, the Labour Party would be fighting for, labour rights, sort of similar to the British Labour Party, more left wing, not too left wing, probably moderate, probably centre left or centre type, and fighting for workers' rights and stuff. The Dixiecrats, I think, would be, the modern day version of Dixiecrats. They'd be more conservative Democrats, but not really Republicans. Sort of people who are, conservative Democrats, probably led by Joe Manchin, and that's probably where they do best. The Black Party, I think, would obviously fight for black rights and civil rights, and they probably, they'd be a big span. You'd have the socially liberal, they'd be fiscally liberal, but then you'd have some socially conservative and also some socially liberal. And it'd probably be led by, at its time, before Congressman John Lewis passed away, probably would have been led by him and maybe Barack Obama or Maxine Waters. The Hispanic Party, I think it'd be led by probably Catherine Cortez Masto, maybe Marco Rubio, probably not. He'd be more the traditional conservatives. He'd be in the Conservative Party or the Populist Party, or what would remain of the Republicans. And yeah, they'd fight for, Hispanic rights, and they'd also adapt to a lot more issues, the same with the Black Party. And they probably would be a left-wing party, socially left-wing as well. The Lavender Party, I think, is in the same, fight for the LGBTQ rights, which should also be adapted by most parties, and would be led by some sort of small type candidate. The same with the Feminist Party, fight for feminism party. The Christian Party, I think, would be led by Mike Pence, would be, hardcore right wing Christians. Sort of Mike Pompeo, possibly, sort of that type. The Mormon Party, I think, would be led by Mitt Romney. They would be Mormon, and Mormon values. Same with the Jewish Party, Jewish values. Wouldn't really know who'd lead them. Maybe at its prime, Joe Lieberman, but probably not really. The Catholic Party, same thing, fighting for Catholic rights. They'd probably be fiscally liberal, but socially conservative. But many of their values would be adopted by the other parties and be a more smaller party. The Libertarian Party, probably Rand Paul, and would have sort of a very big state and local presence. And the Muslim Party, I think, would be led by Rashida Tlaib or Ilhan Omar, but also they would also probably be in the Socialist Party or what remains, but you could probably see them leading there. And the Populist Party, I think, would be led by Trump sort of type candidates and would have a big presence. And the Muslim Party would be more left wing. Get straight into it. Sorry, there's a slight malfunction in the video there, so we're just gonna I just had to edit a small bit there. So, and I've got to show you the Native American Party that I just added there. Probably be led by Deb Haaland. I don't really know what their views would be, but yeah, we're going to get straight into this video. So, I think for Washington, I think would go to stay with the Democrats. I think Oregon would go to the Socialist Party, and I think California would go to the Green Party. Especially, there because it's big on the environment. And Hawaii, I think would go to the Socialist Party. So Nevada, Arizona, New Mexico, and Colorado, I think would probably go to the Hispanic Party as there's a big presence there. Oh, not California. And Texas, I also think would go to the Hispanic Party, but again with the vote splitting and the massive Hispanic population there. Utah I think would go to the Mormon Party, especially because there's a big Mormon presence there. Wyoming, I think would go to the Republican Party, and Idaho and Montana, I think one would go to the Conservatives, and I think that the other would go to the Populist Party. North and South Dakota, I think would also go to the Populist Party, and most of Nebraska, except for the second district, which I think would go to the Labour Party, and I think that they would also take, I think that the Populists would also take Oklahoma, but I do think that the party, I think the Christian Party would take Kansas, especially led by Mike Pompeo, with also, or it could be, Pence with the Vice President as Pompeo nominee. So, and I think also that Louisiana and Arkansas would go to the Christian Party, and Missouri, I think, along with Illinois, Chicago, would also all go to the Black Party, and Minnesota and Iowa, I think, would go to the Labour Party along with Wisconsin. And here, I think Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina would all go to the Black Party. And I also think, again, with the vote splitting, they'd be able to pick up North Carolina. Florida, I think, would go to the Hispanic Party. And I think that Tennessee would probably go to the Christian Party. And that Kentucky, I think, would probably be able to go to the Labour Party, along with Ohio, Pennsylvania, and Indiana. Again, for the vote splitting. Just because it is Joe Manchin, I do think that they'd be the. Actually, no, I think that the Christian Conservative Party, sorry, would be able to take West Virginia because it is more traditionally conservative. And Virginia, I think, would be able to stay in the Democratic column quite easily. And for New York, I would say that New York would be able to go to the Socialist Party, and I think so would Vermont and Maryland and DC. And for the majority of the rest, I would say for now would stay in the Democratic column, and I think in Massachusetts they would go to the Catholic Party. And I'm not trying to seem prejudiced here, saying that all people from Massachusetts are Catholic, because I'm Catholic myself, and I'm not from Massachusetts. So I'd just say there's a big presence there, and I think, again, with vote splitting, that we'd be able to take there. New Hampshire, I think we'd be able to go to the Labour Party, and along with all of Maine. And yeah, so that leaves us today with currently having I think we've got the Hispanic Party in the lead. Yeah, with the most electoral college votes. But again, the Republican Party. We'll review them quickly. So the Republican Party, as you've seen, only 3 electoral votes from Wyoming, and again, they still have a massive presence in the Senate and the House. And I think the Democratic Party, as you see here, did actually quite well, and I think they'd also have a big presence in the House and the Senate still. Conservative Party not doing too well, but again, still gaining a couple electoral votes. So I do think they'd be able to do quite well, especially in the Senate, maybe get a couple seats. Socialist Party doing exceedingly well, especially getting those big states in. Same thing, we'd have a big state, local, and also in the House and Senate presence. Maybe probably having about 10 Senate seats, maybe more. And also, if you want, I can do a separate video of this on the American Multi-Party Senate video. If you want me to do that, just drop it in the comments saying, I'd like that, and I can do that. The Constitutionalist Party did not really well, and because also a lot of their policies are adapted by the other parties, and again, they wouldn't really do too well in the Senate, maybe gaining one Senate seat at the most, probably not, but still maybe having a state and local presence. The Green Party doing quite well, getting Alaska and California. I think, they'd probably get maybe in the Senate, maybe get some seats from New York, or especially those, Northeast liberal states, and big state and local presidents, probably getting the governorship in California, and maybe even getting the governorship in New York. The Dixiecrats, not doing too well at all, no surprise there, but I do think they'd possibly have one Senate seat at the most, and about to probably a handful of House seats. The Black Party doing exceedingly well, getting 99 electoral votes, and I think they do quite well in the Senate as well, probably getting quite a lot of seats. Same with the Hispanic Party, doing really well, getting a lot of seats in the Senate House, and most governorships, probably maybe possibly getting a governorship from California, and possibly being able to flip it, and I think they would probably come second there and be very close in California. The Lavenders not doing too well, same with feminists, both they only really do well on state and local levels. The Christian Party doing really well actually, and I think they would, and same with the Senate and state and local levels. The Mormon Party only taking Utah, and that's only really where they would get. They'd probably dominate Utah, probably only getting a Senate seat, probably getting both Senate seats and most of the House seats there, and probably the governorship as well. The Jewish Party not doing too well at all, probably wouldn't get any Senate seats, maybe one Senate seat, and that would be the most, and probably about three, probably just a handful of seats in the House, and maybe with the reach they could get a governorship, but probably only getting state and local levels. The Catholic Party getting Massachusetts, that's about it. They probably possibly get the governorship in some other states as well, and probably getting 2 Senate seats maybe at the most. The Libertarian Party getting no electoral votes, but they would have a presence in the Senate and the House and state and local levels, probably getting governorship in some places. The Muslim Party not doing too well, again getting probably House seats, maybe probably no Senate seats, but still getting House seats. Populist Party doing not too great, but still doing quite okay, really. And yeah, probably getting Senate seats as well from just small states. Native American Party not doing too well at all. Maybe with a reach, they could get a couple. I think they'd easily get, a couple House seats. Maybe even getting some Senate seats from maybe Oklahoma or New Mexico or possibly some other states. But again, not doing the best. So thank you for watching today's video, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it, and stay tuned for more. And again, as I said, if you want me to do like a Senate prediction for all these parties in the Senate, I can do that. If you just drop it in the comments below and say, American Multi-Party Senate video, and then I can get straight to that, and I'll probably be able to do it by the end of today. But yeah, just enjoy your day, and yeah. Thank you for watching this video. Hope you have a great day and happy Easter. Goodbye.